Good morning, badasses. Coach Joe with the Summit Endurance Academy. Today I wanted to start a little conversation about technique. So I had a coach when I was young, and this was late 90s. Talk to us about technique heroes, and this is so I was a high school cross country ski racer, and basically. It was really tough back then because we didn't have YouTube. There wasn't really a whole lot of internet. There definitely wasn't video on the internet. So we could maybe find some like 10 or 15-year-old video of a VHS tape of some Norwegian dude, right? But now we have YouTube and we have Facebook and we have all of these ways that we can get video. So what I would encourage you to do is in your sport, find someone who you think has really good technique, and maybe ask somebody if you don't know. Find somebody who's roughly your height, perhaps a little bit of your build. Now that's not always super easy to do, but I think the height is a good start. And watch them and figure out how to move like them. Figure out how to have the technique, how to move your arms and legs and have the same body position as those athletes do. A couple things to be thinking about in there. Some of the typical limitations to technique is first, flexibility. So this isn't super often a limitation, but it absolutely can be. And I think it's really good to ask yourself, can I move through that range of motion? Will my hip do that? Will my arm do that? So first, are you flexible enough to do that? Second, are you strong enough to do that? So first we need to ask, can we move through that range of motion, period? And then, can we move through that range? Well, yeah, do we have the flexibility to move through that range of motion? And then second, do we have the strength to move through that range of motion? So with the strength, this is much more common. It's actually pretty damn common, especially for recreational athletes, to be fit enough, to have enough engine, but not be strong enough. Too much time has been spent outside training long hours, not enough time has been spent being snappy and building that strength. And then the next thing is, so if you can move through that range of motion and you're strong enough to move through that range of motion, then we need to be focusing on like a little bit of essentially muscular endurance. Okay, well, yeah, I can run like that for 100 yards, but after that 100 yards, my technique breaks down and I no longer run well. So we need to figure out ways to build that and to work on being able to hold good technique for a long period of time, because we want to train a lot of hours. Like the more hours that we train, the better. But that's very, very myopic. We have to train with good technique. If we train a lot of bad technique, we are not training. We are fucking off, okay? So we have to have good technique first, pile on a lot of hours. So in order to do that, we need to make sure that we are moving the technique along, and that we're not fooling ourselves that we can okay, yeah, well, I can have good technique for 30 seconds, but then I'm just going to go out and run for 5 hours because that's what I can handle. It's like, no, you can run for 30 seconds. You can't run for five hours, because then you're just reinforcing bad technique, and that's going to make you slower, and it's going to make you more prone to injury. So find your technique hero. Figure out the difference between you and good technique and work on it. Thanks. Have a good day.